Okay, welcome back to a new video, guys. So the first blockbuster trade of the summer has just happened, and Russell Westbrook is now a Los Angeles Lakers. I'm seeing a lot of unnecessary hate and like just hate on this trade, and people are making jokes about it. And I'm not in that camp. I don't think this is a terrible trade for the Lakers, and I'm going to break down why. First, people are complaining like you're adding Westbrook and you're hurting the spacing. They needed shooting, and you were in talks with the Kings to get a player like Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield, LeBron, and AD would be a good fit. I could see it working, but there's a lot of question marks with Buddy Hield, and there's one major difference between Buddy Hield and Russell Westbrook. If Buddy Hield, Anthony Davis, and LeBron all play to their best abilities, they fit the system well, they all love playing with each other, and they are 100% working out together good, they still have a chance to lose. They could still lose in the Western Conference. They could still lose in the finals. But if Russell Westbrook, LeBron, and AD are firing on all cylinders, they're playing well together, they fit well, and it's a good fit, they're going to the finals easy. I'm not going to say whether they're going to win against the Nets or whoever they face, but it's instantly they're in the finals for the West. Instantly. That's how good Russell Westbrook is. The Lakers said they wanted a third star to pair along with AD and LeBron to take some of the pressure and the load off of them, and Russell Westbrook fits that deal exactly. I know people are mad about the spacing and the shooting, and they think it's going to be so clunky and this and that. You still have a chance to go out and get role players. You could sign role players again like Wes Matthews and Ben Malcolmore and maybe some other shooters, maybe like Trevor Ariza, players like that, to try and get some more shooting, get another good big to pair along with Anthony Davis, to where when he doesn't play the five, you have a good big not named Drummond or Marcus Hall. I like this trade. I really, really like this trade. Another thing that people are talking about is the league is a three-point shooting league. This does not help them at all. We just saw the Lakers last year in the bubble win a championship, and they were not a great three-point shooting team at all. They had some moments, they had some games where they're hitting a lot of threes, but they were not a three-point shooting team. They had JaVale McGee, they had Dwight Howard, they had LeBron, they had AD, they had Rondo. They were attacking the paint, they were manipulating the defense, and they were getting whatever they want inside, and no one could match up with them because they were too big and too strong. Now you just added another player who relentlessly attacks the rim, attacks the paint, and no one can stop him, whoever's in front of him. No matter, I don't care if it's a wall, the Berlin Wall, the Trump's wall, whatever it is, Russell Westbrook is going to get to the paint and get what he wants to do. He might not make the right decision every time, but he can get to the paint. So you have three players who can get to the paint at will. I don't care what type of spacing they have, you can't stop all three of them. The Lakers, if they could have went and got some more shooters, got another shooting role player, but they would just be an okay shooting team. Why not be great at one thing? They're going to be great at attacking the paint. They're going to be great down low. They're going to be great at abusing the rebounds and getting multiple second chance opportunities like they did in 2020. So I think this is a very, very good move. And we just saw a team like the Bucks play this style of basketball as well. They were hitting threes in the regular season in the beginning of the playoffs. They slowly started to cool down on the three-point line. They focused on attacking the paint with Giannis, demolishing the Suns inside in the paint, and playing defense. Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, that's going to be a good defensive trio as well. Westbrook gives a lot of problems to smaller guards. LeBron, when he locks in, he can play defense. AD's a top 3 defender in the league. So this is a scary, scary trio. Another thing is I like this risk because the West is in a weird spot right now. There's a lot of question marks with all the injuries last year, and there isn't a clear-cut favorite who's just going to run over the West. If you look at the Nuggets, Jamal Murray's injured. Are they going to add enough pieces to help Jokic and Jamal Murray win a title? The Jazz are always a question mark on whether they're a real contender or not. The Grizzlies, Pelicans are still young teams. Suns, a lot of people are still not believing in the Suns that they can make it back to the finals, so they still have something to prove. The Clippers, Kawhi's coming back from Achilles or ACL surgery, I can't remember right now, but that's a big question mark, so they're probably not going to be around. Mavericks is still another star. There's a lot of question marks around the Western Conference. So the Lakers, they don't need to have the best, most deep team. But if that three-headed monster punches you in the mouth and attacks you and imposes their will in the game, there's not a lot of answers for them in the Western Conference at least. I do like this trade. I think the Westbrook hate is a little bit too much because this man last year, people were hating on him in the beginning. He was coming off, I think, quad or shoulder surgery, something like that. So he was not himself, and he was still trying to go out there and play every night. But once he got healthy, you saw the Wizards who were out of playoff contention, and there was like a 6% chance for them to make the playoffs and make the play-in tournament. You saw Westbrook get healthy. You saw Bradley Beal lead that team into the playoff tournament, and they did steal a game off the Sixers, I believe. So Westbrook is he's still at an All-NBA type season this year. Still is averaging a triple-double. And if he's healthy, if he learns the system right, and they can fit the decent pieces around him, this is going to be a scary, scary trio. I think people need to wake up and stop looking. The easy basketball take is to look at these three players and look at their stature and how they play and automatically assume that this was a dumb decision. But if this works, this is going to be scary. There's not a lot of answers for Westbrook, LeBron, and AD if they're playing well. Same thing with Harden, KD, and Kyrie. Those two trios play very differently, and they can give each other a lot of problems. But the same questions that this trio now is going to have, a lot of other teams are going to have. We still don't know how well the Nets are going to play with each other. The Nets big three still has under 15 games playing with one another, so it's not like we know they're going to be amazing. We saw flashes of them working out, but we still don't know for sure. We still don't know the system. I don't even know if that's Mike D'Antoni's teams and his system they're running, or if it's Steve Nash, because the coaching is still a problem. Defensively, they still have a lot of issues, so I don't think it's a clear-cut favorite for the Nets to win. They have to be healthy as well. People are always harping on Anthony Davis being injured when Kyrie Irving is just as injury prone. He has not been available for multiple playoffs now. Missed finals games because he was not injured. Anthony Davis before this season never missed a playoff game. He was available for every playoff game. This season changed because he was incredibly injured, and then people were making jokes about it and talking about him, why he's not playing, he doesn't want it bad enough. He came out and you saw how hurt he was. So maybe a healthy offseason for an aging LeBron, an injury-prone AD, Westbrook having some injuries, a longer offseason, more time to rest, get your bodies right. Because that wear and tear is a real thing, so more time off is going to only help them. If they're healthy, this Lakers team is scary, and remember I said that. But that's the end of the video, guys. Make sure to like, make sure to comment down below what you think about the trade. Do you think it's a good trade? Do you think it's a bad trade? What else they need to add? And make sure to subscribe to my channel. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.